Okay, quickly, Sayaka, let me make a stab at trying to explain what it is that people reject when they have this instinctive rejection of me, okay? I'm just going to hypothesize something, okay? For your benefit, because I was, alerting you that there might be things to worry about when you meet me, okay? Here's what it is, okay? Long, long time ago, I once heard that people who are sexually abused feel worthless. I heard that one time and it stayed with me. There was some people, discussion on radio or TV, or maybe I read it. And when I heard that, I said, I feel worthless like that, but I've never been sexually abused. I didn't know I had, but I had. I had been severely abused, growing up in severe abuse. As weird as you can get, okay? But, okay, I feel worthless. Okay, so in my interactions with others, what I'm telling them is, why are you wasting time talking to me? I'm worthless. Just that, you gotta talk to me. Like I say, I don't even remember names anymore. Somebody says, hi, I'm so-and-so, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. The name is gone. No sooner than it's out of their mouth than it's gone. I don't remember because not a single person I've met since I graduated from high school. When I went to college. From then on, age 18 on, September 1972, I started not to remember names because I get introduced to somebody and they're gone forever. I never see them again. Men, women, everybody, employers, no matter what it is. So, I'm hypothesizing here that I was made to feel so worthless by this abusive psychological atmosphere I was brought up in. I was made to feel so worthless in that when I get together with others, I'm telling them, this, and, I can't even help. I don't even know I'm doing it. Because I am that way. I feel like I'm absolutely worthless. I say, no, I'm not. I'm trying to talk facts. Okay, I'm not trying to get you to feel sorry for me. It's not going to do me any good, right? I don't want you to feel sorry for me. I want you to understand what I'm saying. That's all. Oh, now I'm scolding you. Don't even know. Look, I'm not abusive. I'm not abusive in any way. I'm very understanding. Here's my wife sitting next to me. She's somebody who was physically abused. I wasn't really physically abused, but she was. She was physically and emotionally and psychologically abused. So she should have a husband who ends up killing her, who's been beating her and so on. I've never touched her or threatened her. That's not me. I don't do that. I also am not psychologically beating on her. You worthless. I did this for you and you never did that. Oh, God. I grew up with that. You had everything and I have nothing. Oh, hours on end with that. With the man of the year and his, CIA interrogations. Oh, my God. I had everything, all the privilege. Oh, my God. I was a Rockefeller's son. And Daddy gave me $1 million to start my own business. And so on. And I went to Harvard because 10 generations went there. No. I used to listen to this. Oh, my God. I have never done that to my wife. I don't do that to anyone. So, my wife got American citizenship through me. I'm talking about that now because I'm going to be dead in a grave. So, let me bring the facts up. Not trying to make her feel bad or anything. We've been married over 30 years. I never mentioned it. And I wouldn't mention it now. But I'm trying to defend myself, okay, from all these false accusations. So, I never once thought that my wife owed me anything for me making her American citizen. She married me, so therefore she deserves that. That's something I did. I didn't make the law. Did I? She marries me, she's a citizen, okay? This kind of thing. She marries me, I gave her everything I owned without question. Did I say, a weekend later, I gave you this, and what did you do? I have never done that. It wouldn't even occur to me. It's just that I'm saying this kind of thing did happen to me all the time. But it doesn't occur to me to do that to somebody I love. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that to you ever. I'm not abusive, okay? I'm not scary or anything. I am what the concentration camp survivor, the Nazi concentration camp survivor said I am. I am that person. She says, I can't believe that the women let you go by. How did this happen? For God, I can't believe it. She's saying that, and then some people are saying, oh, you're just saying, she was just buttering you up to get you as a boy toy. Well, maybe she was, but I believed her the way I'm believing you now. Okay? She said things to me. I said, I could tell as a literary critic, as a human being with some intelligence, I had to make judgments as a literary critic. Make stupid, wild, ridiculous judgments. No, I judged character on the level of a master's degree in American literature by the time I was 24. And I was good at it, okay? So I'm a good judgment of character. When she was talking to me this way, she was telling me the truth. Now, I see you talking, and some people could say, he's not talking to you. She's not talking to you at all, Albert. She doesn't even know who you are. But I'm saying that's not true. She knows who I am, and she is talking to me. So there you go. So I am this person that she said I was. Now, would I have said that? No, because I didn't even know it. I didn't know that what she said was true, but it must be. It must be true. My wife trusts me and loves me. My wife trusts me, and I wouldn't betray her. Okay? So there's my quick summary for you. I don't even remember what I started talking about. Let me think. I remember now. Whatever it was, bye for now. Hi, Sayaka. I'm in our car at a Home Depot in the United States. This is Germantown, Maryland. And I'm waiting for Sephora to complete a purchase of some deck paint she's buying to paint our deck. So I thought I'd describe this experience I had. It just suddenly came to me. I've talked about it before, but it's so odd. I thought I might talk again about it. It's about the only outing I ever went on with my Germanic grandfather, that is my mother's father. And as I was about to start talking about it, I realized I had only gone on one outing with my Italian grandfather. It suddenly occurred to me, there's a symmetry in this kind of thing. When I was around, between 10 and 12, around in there, 9, 10, 11, 12, I stayed with my Italian grandfather for a few days. And during those few days, he took me and my cousin to this carnival in Avella, and amazingly, he rode on some of the rides with us. And some of those rides were wild. I mean, this is something I never would have expected this grandfather to do. This grandfather was very probably my biological father. I say it that way because I don't have DNA proof, but I'm sure 100% this was my biological father. Anyway, I did not know that at the time, and I did not expect that he would go on these rides. He just wasn't the kind of person who did that. And there he was. Okay. Now, since I'm talking about him, although I didn't intend to, while I was staying at his place with him for those few days, there was this kid there also. Oddly, I've mentioned this before. I'm not going to say his name, but there he was 16. Who was this? This grandfather apparently wasn't supposed to know anybody and couldn't speak English. And there's a kid in his house living with him who's 16. He's not there to work or anything. What's he doing there? Well, I didn't know, but what was most remarkable about him was his nose. Okay, at the time I was just staring and staring at his nose. You know why? It looked exactly like my Italian grandfather's. He had a real distinctive looking nose. And I was staring and staring at that nose. Hey, what is this kid doing here? Okay, so I'll leave you to fill the rest of that in. this one outing with the Germanic grandfather. This was during the last year of his life. I was staying with him and taking care of him. He lived in College Park. That time it was called Berwyn. Okay, and it was Rhode Island Avenue and what's the name of that street? Usually I know, but suddenly I've forgotten. I forget. Up near Hollywood Boulevard. I think it's in Hollywood Boulevard, Hollywood Avenue. And it runs from Route 1 over to Rhode Island Avenue, right around that area. That street of his he lived on started with a K, I think. I can't remember it now. Anyway, he lived on a corner, and I was staying with him to take care of him. That means I was preparing his meals, which my mother had already cooked, and wrapped in foil and put in the refrigerator. So what I did was I heated him up and served him to him, okay? I did other things. I emptied his urine bag, stuff like this, made sure he was comfortable and all this. He never talked to me, not one word. So one day, he's going to take me on an outing. He doesn't say anything, doesn't say where we're going. And, we drive, we get in his car, and he drives. And he drives down Route 1 in the direction of the Rhode Island Avenue Metro, which didn't exist yet. I don't think, yes it did. That was the first Metro stop, and it was there. And he drives all the way down there. And then we go to this hardware store down there, a real big hardware store. We go in, and he walks to the back like he's familiar with this place. I had never been there before. And he goes up to like a counter in the back, and I find out at that point, I don't think he said anything to the guy either. I know he had like a bolt. He called this like a screw. And I guess he needed a nut for it. Well, what was he doing with that? I don't know, but that was the outing. And I don't know whether he got the nut for that screw or not. But that's what he went there for. And I said, oh, he wants a nut for his screw. Now, I don't know if he got that nut or not. I don't remember. They may not have had it. It was kind of a big screw, a bigger screw. And then we went back. Well, that was my only outing with him. Not a word to me the whole time. But that was my outing. Bye for now. Footnote. She's upset. Actually, she's right. I shouldn't be doing this, but I can't help it. Footnote. Okay, I got to tell you, either of these grandfathers, to see them go on rides like that, the Germanic grandfather would never have done that. But also, the Italian grandfather was going to go right at the red light. Oh, she's quite upset. But, she's being harassed. Normally she wouldn't be this way, man. This is 10 years of harassment by the secret police of this worm country that we're in, that's just run roughshod over my rights to the point of an atrocity, a human rights atrocity against me across my lifetime. And I'm here, and I would never have been married to her. I love my wife, but I never would have married her. I never would have met her had this atrocity not happened to me. Now, I said, I got 2 pinched nerves at the base of my spine. Why? Because I sat anchored to my desk without moving, without talking, for all the years I worked at that job, or I was going to be fired, right? Because I'd be provoked to anger if talking about these kind of things, the injustices I've suffered. So I stayed quiet and I stayed out of trouble. So the proof that I was dealt this atrocity is that I'm married to my wife, a woman who can't talk or hear, who's uneducated, not from the United States, and the rest of it, okay? I love her, and I've taken good care of her, but there's the proof. I got 2 pinched nerves at the base of my spine. Why? More proof. So, I want to say that this grandfather of mine, okay, you're not going to find him, the Italian. You're not going to find him on these rides. Why? This is a dignified working man. The kind of man who, when I went, having graduated from college, I visited, And I go up there and I say, I'll go down into town and buy some lunch meat. We can make a sandwich, okay? Which is what we always did when we visited him in summer. My father did that. So I go into town and I get this lunch meat and everything. I'm going to pay with a check. Saying, we don't accept checks. You're out of state and all this. I said, my grandfather lives right up the road here. And I'm telling him who he is. He sees my last name on a check. So here's what he says. He says, oh, it's John's boy. It's John's boy. All right. Let him pay with a check. Okay. John's boy. Anybody going to say that about me? It's Albert's boy. They're not going to say that about me. In 50 billion iterations of the Big Bang. It's Albert's boy. The big tough butcher is going to say that about me. No, he's not. I am a mark of shame. I'm the crazy uncle. I've lived in ostracism, in solitary confinement for over 40 years. This is my life, okay? So I'm trying to tell you that when my grandfather, who was my biological father, rode these rides with us, this was highly unusual to him, and I say, this is a symbol that he had sex with my mother, that he's on these wild, crazy rides, like the ride he took with her. There's the symbolism for it. Bye for now.